Jennifer Dulos.
Latest in the disappearance of Jennifer Dulos.
Jennifer Dulos went missing back in May of 2019 after dropping her kids off at school. Her body was never found.
On the morning of May 24th, 2019, Jennifer Dulos vanished without warning. She dropped her 5 children off at school in New Canaan, Connecticut. She exchanged brief messages with friends. She returned to her home, and then she disappeared. There were no phone calls for help, no signs of a struggle visible from the street, no eyewitnesses. At first, it looked like a missing persons case. Within hours, it became something far darker. Jennifer Dulos was a 50-year-old mother of 5. She was educated, articulate, and deeply involved in her children's lives. Friends described her as protective and methodical, especially after years of tension surrounding her marriage and divorce. That marriage had been unraveling for a long time, and at the center of it was her estranged husband. Fotis Dulos was a real estate developer, charismatic in public, controlling in private. The couple's marriage had deteriorated into a bitter, high-conflict divorce that involved custody battles, financial disputes, and escalating hostility. Jennifer told friends she was afraid of Fotis. She documented incidents. She warned people close to her. She even created a list titled, "If Something Happens to Me." It named Fotis as the primary suspect. On the day Jennifer disappeared, her car was found abandoned on a quiet residential road, less than a mile from her home. Inside the vehicle, police found blood, enough blood to suggest Jennifer had been seriously injured, possibly killed. But her body was nowhere to be found. Investigators immediately focused on the timeline. Jennifer had been seen dropping her children off at school around 8 a.m. After that, her phone went silent. She missed appointments, missed scheduled pickups, stopped responding. That alone was alarming. But the evidence that followed was devastating. Surveillance footage from Hartford, Connecticut, captured Fotis Dulos and his girlfriend, Michelle Troconis, driving into the city later that same day. What they did next raised immediate red flags. They stopped at multiple garbage bins. Fotis exited the vehicle repeatedly. Each time, he threw away large trash bags. Security cameras captured the moments clearly. Police later recovered some of those bags. Inside, they found blood-stained clothing, cleaning supplies, zip ties, gloves, and sponges soaked with Jennifer's blood. The blood evidence was overwhelming. Forensic testing confirmed it belonged to Jennifer. And it wasn't limited to a single item. It was everywhere. This was not an accident. It was a violent attack followed by a cleanup. Investigators reconstructed what they believed happened. They theorized that Fotis ambushed Jennifer at her home after she returned from the school drop-off. The attack was sudden, brutal, and calculated. Evidence suggested Jennifer fought back, hard, but she was overpowered. As police dug deeper, they uncovered something else. Fotis had borrowed a vehicle from an employee on the day of Jennifer's disappearance. A vehicle that was later found, cleaned thoroughly. Too thoroughly. Forensic experts still managed to recover traces of blood from the interior. Again, it was Jennifer's. The case grew heavier by the day. And then, Fotis Dulos did something that made the situation even more damning. He fled. 4 days after Jennifer disappeared, Fotis was arrested. He was charged with murder, kidnapping, and tampering with evidence. Michelle Troconis was charged with conspiracy. Both denied involvement, but the evidence continued to mount. Jennifer's friends came forward with text messages and emails. They revealed years of fear. Jennifer had told them Fotis was capable of killing her. She had told them she believed he would do it if he thought he could get away with it. She had been planning contingencies. She had been preparing for the worst. One document stood out. Jennifer had written a detailed letter outlining her fears, naming Fotis explicitly and explaining why she believed he posed a lethal threat. It was written months before her disappearance. It read like a warning, one that came true. Despite the mountain of evidence, Jennifer's body was never found. Search teams combed through landfills, forests, and properties connected to Fotis. Nothing. The absence of her body became the defense's strongest argument. But it didn't save him. In January 2020, as the pressure closed in, Fotis Dulos made a decision. He parked his vehicle in a garage. He turned on the engine, and he took his own life. Before he died, Fotis left a note. In it, he claimed innocence. He accused Jennifer of harming herself. He blamed investigators. He blamed everyone but himself. The note convinced no one. Jennifer Dulos was legally declared dead later that year. Her children were placed in the care of relatives, and the legal process continued without the man at the center of it. In 2024, Michelle Troconis stood trial. Prosecutors laid out the timeline, the trash bags, the blood evidence, the surveillance footage, the lies. The jury deliberated and returned a guilty verdict. Michelle Troconis was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder. She was sentenced to prison, not because she killed Jennifer, but because she helped erase her. Jennifer Dulos never got to say goodbye to her children. They never got to say goodbye to her. There was no funeral, no body, no closure, only evidence and silence. The most haunting part of this case isn't just the violence. It's the preparation. Jennifer knew. She sensed it. She warned people. She documented everything. And it still wasn't enough. Jennifer Dulos trusted the legal system to protect her. She trusted that documentation would matter. She trusted that being careful would be enough. It wasn't. Somewhere, her body remains hidden. But the truth didn't stay buried. It surfaced through cameras, through blood, through discarded trash bags, and through the voice of a woman who tried to save herself in advance. Jennifer Dulos is gone, but the evidence speaks for her.